Senator Nygaard didn't like our bill and thought that, that there ought to be aspects of Senate Bill 60 that should be incorporated into our bill. I anticipate he'll try to do that on the floor of the Senate, and we are gearing up in case that maneuver occurs. Senate Bill 60, likewise, after our bill was approved in Senate Judiciary, Senate Bill 60 was killed on a 5-2 vote. So at least our bill is alive and well and moving forward. House Bill 1046 is through the House, although we had an understanding that it needed a little bit of work, a number of amendments, and with that understanding, we supported the bill in House Judiciary, and it has now come across. Now, we were perhaps a little slow in getting the appropriate amendments back to me so that I could take them to the legislature, and this bill was scheduled for a hearing in Senate State Affairs on Wednesday. I asked them to defer final action on the bill in committee until Friday, and the proponents declined. So I then testified in opposition to the bill, but only for the limited purposes of alerting the senators that we have an amendment or two coming, and that we would have this discussion on the floor of the Senate. Well, that's not the preferred way to do business, and the chair decided that enough questions had been raised, so he deferred action in committee to afford the opportunity for the Family Law Committee and myself and Senator Cutler to work with both the Governor's Office and the National Guard. I should say that 1046 deals with custody of children upon the return by a serviceman or woman from being deployed. And we just want to make sure we get it right, and so that bill has been put on hold now, and I hope by Monday we'll have the appropriate amendments ready to distribute, and then hopefully it's going to be a kumbaya. Now, House Joint Resolution 1001 and its companion bill, House Bill 1056. These are the amendments to the Constitution and then implementing legislation with a deferred implementation date so that if the voters approve it, it goes into effect. And what these all deal with are making it optional for cumulative voting and to afford the opportunity to increase corporate debt pursuant to the state statute, corporate articles and bylaws, and finally would permit contributions to a corporation that it would include and be broad enough to cover intangibles, intellectual properties, and so forth. Those we have successfully lobbied. Those were both top tier, approved last year, and they have made it both through the House and the Senate, and they are now down on second floor awaiting the Governor's signature. Of passing interest, and it's on our watch list, but it's down the line, is Senate Bill 76, which is a bill that impacts judges' retirement. As I understand, the bill would extend it to like the finish of their term that they're elected. There was an amendment added in the Senate that talks in terms of if they're over the age of 70 or 71, they can continue to serve if the Chief Justice certifies them, I suppose, as continuing to be competent. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the import of the amendment. It passed the Senate 28-6 and is now awaiting hearing in the House. I anticipate that that amendment is going to be stripped from the bill, and a different amendment offered. I don't have. It's just my suspicion. It's awkward. The certification thing is pretty awkward, and I don't think that that'll stay on, and there'll be some other amendment offered. I throw this out so that if you're curious and you're watching it, you know the status. We are not working that bill. We are remaining neutral on it because apparently the judges aren't unanimous about it. and neither are our members. We're also going to jump in on Senate Bill 91. Senate Bill 91 started out rather innocuously, simply provided that in a small sub-S corporation that an officer of the corporation could appear before the Office of Hearing Examiners to challenge tax valuation. And the Business Law Committee was really wondering whether they ought to get involved or not. Well, somebody offered a floor amendment and now made it so broad that it includes any corporation, and they can designate virtually just about anybody they want. The bar commissioners, I reported that to the bar commissioners, they've said kill it or amend it. So my job when this gets ready for hearing over on the House side is going to be narrow it all the way down to a mom and pop shop or try to kill the bill. The last thing I'll mention, and it's one of might be of personal interest to you, would be Senate Bill 62, which is a wine corkage bill. This would permit and make legal you to take your favorite wine to your restaurant, pay a corkage fee, and it even allows, after the amendment, it even allows you, because we don't want you to drink the whole bottle and drive home, it allows you to recork the bottle that you haven't drank, put it in some sort of container, attach the receipt that shows that you had dinner at a place that serves wine, and you can legally drive home with it, so you don't have to drink the whole bottle or throw it away. That concludes this week. I can tell you that there's 2 weeks left of real substantive legislative action. The last week is restricted pretty much to just conference committees, and hopefully none of ours will be there. Hopefully we'll put them all to rest, and you folks have a nice weekend.